he's going to climb that. Okay, let's turn this around.
Wow.
So you can okay. Hello. Am I live? I'm live. It's a lad playing monkey. Just gonna connect this easy. Well, that boy could climb high. There's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to see a monk?
I'm gonna go live now, my love. So it means that the video is gonna stream straight to YouTube. Yeah. So.
I don't have to use it to YouTube. I actually have to give a Wi-Fi.
Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh, I don't have a mic point on this.
I got you some food.
I forgot about that. Hello.
Yes.
That's you.
Would you like to have it now?
Dude behind you, he came and had a look and then turn around.
Oh, I missed it. Well,
Are you
it's easy
live?
now. Yeah, I'm live.
Hello.
So hello. This.
Happy full moon in Leo. Are you feeling the vibe?
Would you like some coffee?
Wow, you got coffee.
Yeah.
This is. I'm living it up. And I'm in Frome. It's not a very busy point. I thought there was a market on here today. My banners are, unfortunately, catching the glare. It might be quite evident to you, but... Oh, what you got? Say hello.
Pizza.
Yeah? Oh, wow. The noise is coming from the noisy boys over there. He's doing something that young boys do a lot, is to show off their bravado. Yeah. I've set this up the wrong way around. Who's that coming in the chat? Hey, Mom. Change your name to Swabrick. Chainsaw Cat. 8:30 a.m. I guess you're in the Americas. I've got the old banner out today because I'm near this place called Frome. It's got some interesting mud flood and old world stuff. But it's quite quaint, quite quiet. And I'm just, really wanting to shake some of the cobwebs off, to be honest. Getting out and doing this isn't always as easy as you might think. So Alexander was keen to hand out some flyers today. Yeah, it's a bit strange to be doing it now. It's been a while. I'll turn the camera around. You can say hello to my face. I've set my handle up in front of the screen. It's been so long since I did it, and because my credit ran out on my phone, I'm using Andrea's phone, and it doesn't have a port for the microphone. But hey, I'm just getting out there. It's 2023. Happy New Year, and if you're a new subscriber to the channel, it's probably worth knowing that this is my second Trinity 4 channel. The previous one got whitewashed for speaking out of turn, according to who, you might ask? An unelected super body that seems to be able to dictate to a couple of hundred countries what they should do and when they should do it. So this is my second attempt, and we just went over the 1,000. Only 200 proofs. Well, I can assure you there's more, but this guy, Eric DeBay, he wrote a book called 200 Proofs Earth is Not a Spinning Ball. And a long time ago, I saw this video, and it was one of the videos that I was already thinking that we'd been lied to, but this was one of the videos that helped me work through some of the lies. 200 proofs. I think many of the people who've broken their way out of the globe would have used this evidence. So it's not a very busy spot right here, and I'm rusty as all ropes. So it's just some local interest.
I'm just being intriguing there.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, have a look at my information, mate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's probably something I don't already know.
We'll see. A man come to look at the flyers. Finding a place in the world now. We're 3.5 months. 3.5 years on the road now. 3.5 years, and whew, what an incredible journey it is. Continues to be, and I think it's a test for us all if we want to take it. But that's optional, and it doesn't always sit well. Let's see if we got a flyer, Z. Maybe we can get a flyer in a minute. I've still got some of my sovereignty flyers. Well, most of them actually.
Really good flyers.
You like it?
Yeah.
Andrea likes it. Help from Greg Gliff, the friend of mine in Italy who helped me put these together. He's helped me with a bunch of stuff. There's the website, lovetruthsovereignty.com, which I recommend. It's not got a lot of content on yet. I've not gotten into the habit of writing on it. He's looking at it. He's reading. Good. Got to ask ourselves questions. There's a nice Triumph over there. See the guy's coming to get it started. Nice bike. It's going to be interesting. Much love from New York. I was in New York, actually.
Now we're moving on to the next page.
A long time ago.
Next one.
1988.
Moving on to the next one.
He's moving on to the next page.
Pizza.
Yeah, so as Zizi... Oh, you didn't see, I was making a little video before that I went live, actually, of Alexander playing with these, reading these. I'll try and play it back later. And this says that we think that the sun is 32 miles high, but I don't agree with that anymore. Or that it's 3,000 miles away. What we each individually see is our own unique experience of that orb, that disk, that light source, whatever it is. And it can't be that high given the crepuscular ray thing. Really cannot. 3,000 miles. That was the early days information that came to Flat Earth in 2015, 2016, I think. Hey, my friend.
Hey, mate, you all right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's good to hear. It's good to have an interested mind.
Well, yeah. Well,
You know, I think it's so possible for so much of what we believe today to be programmed in from young, before we had time to really think for
it's just called
ourselves.
indoctrination, I believe, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
But you know, we often look at World War II and say those Germans were indoctrinated, but we don't realize that the indoctrination is a game that's being played to all of us all of the time.
Well, oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, well, it's just race, culture, everything.
Yeah.
Everything, absolutely. Yeah. What's it? Yeah.
I grew up in South Africa. We had a lot of a certain
Oh,
sort of indoctrination.
you had fun out there. Were you there during the change?
70s, 80s, and then 90s.
Oh, so when it really was
90s, yeah.
peaking, to say the least. Yeah. No, fair play.
So,
yeah, that must have been interesting.
Thank you. So,
Oh,
yeah.
it's
So,
not round.
we're taught this thing about, you know, I mean, we know in the last 2-3 years we've really been sold up the Swanee a whole lot of.
As globally, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, for sure, bro.
and they pulled that off on the whole of humanity, really.
My
in one-
daughter just had, I just had a granddaughter, and like, unfortunately, one of my first things, oh, wonderful shit, what you brought this fucking child into? And I don't mean that really, but maybe, and she said, oh, Dad, the future, there's a change. And I was like, oh, okay, well, hopefully, either that, or you brought into fucking Armageddon.
Nightmare, yeah. Well, then that's what people say, is that, you know, they're creating a sort of Armageddon. They're creating a situation where it's almost untenable to have children.
Yeah.
Unbearable or undesirable or whatever.
Consciously. Well, I mean, yeah, but you got to think
on,
in the future. Yeah, absolutely, Dad.
And it's actually like a eugenics.
See, I'm going to chuck something in the melting pot here, like, and that's going to sound a bit weird, but I actually sort of got a belief in sort of the ancient alien theory as well.
Okay.
That we were actually, you know, that this
Yeah.
planet has making in some past thing. You know, you know, all this. But I'm on about seriously in the past that we might have been visited and they sort of have pointed us again in some direction to make us.
Like an Anunnaki type.
Yeah.
type
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Absolutely. Anarchy. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's an actual
Yeah.
factual thing, and it is like what they did was actually how can sort of in a matter of a century or something, everything dramatically changed. It's like literally our culture that I mean, my see everything's changed since there, isn't it? Or since the 70s, 80s things have literally fucking jumped a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
And you do wonder if we have had a prod from somewhere. Like,
Well, that the technology has just gone. Absolutely.
Also, a lot of stuff that you read, again, you can't believe anything without information again. But, you know, some of this, it's actually factual. You know, there are fucking flying cars. I mean, they've actually got something which is a fucking American fucking fighter plane actually chasing one of these fucking things. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it. If you're
I've seen some. I used to look really heavily into that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's actually official for a fucking aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And it's there. I mean, people weren't interested in sort of, fuck the news, like, you see what's happening there, like.
So what if
we're having fucking alien visitations?
Yeah, so what if they didn't want us to know any of the stuff about our past, about the history and what have you? They have to put you in a prison, a prison of the mind, right? And one of the best ways to imprison us is to put us on a globe in outer space where nothing can reach us, nothing can come in, we can't
there you
get out.
go. Once you get into maybe the alien theory, exactly. Are we an experiment, literally a petri dish, like, and they just popped us in and went, well, you know, and there's a few other planets they've got pimbling about. And they pop in now and again, see how we fucking do it, hence the nuclear thing. They're always around nuclear reactors to check out what's happening, like, you know, and what the fuck are they up to now? So maybe they're fucking, they're spinning ball in space.
So if we live on
spinning turd in space, or ball in space, then there's got to be others as well.
But if we're on a flat Earth, there could be extra terror. There could be much more Earth that they're hiding, and they've wrapped us into this ball so we don't explore beyond what is possibly there.
So the satellite theory then. So what is it? What is your views on that? I think.
Well, have you heard the recent story about a balloon, a Chinese spy balloon being caught over America?
No.
Okay, so there's been a big news story about these balloons that are in the sky, and when you look into how many hot air helium balloons, you know, like the one Richard Branson went around the world in, those huge ones that are bigger than a house once they're fully inflated, they can go up there for months, and they can hang tons of equipment off those things and then just float them in the sky, but tell us that they're actually in outer space. So there are devices that are in the sky that are bouncing signals and giving us some stuff, but most of our phone technology works on ground towers. If you don't have any, if you go out of town, or if you're in a dip of a valley away from the tower, you don't get no signal, right? Whereas if it was in a satellite situation, it should be all top down, easy to see you no matter where you hide, right? Unless you're in a cave. Whereas we know that out in the country there's poor signals because there's not many towers. And you can go on these smart highways now where there's lots of towers every mile or whatever, so your phone's always updating, it's always able to connect to a tower, but it's got nothing to do with so-called satellites in the sky. But they do send transmissions up to these balloons, we believe, and these balloons at about 120,000, 150,000 feet
and so
are what they use.
Okay, so there's that being the case, I haven't actually read all the way through it, to be honest with you, because I started talking to you. So, what's the motive? What's the strategy then? Just to spend millions of money on what? If they're not sending satellites, then... Sorry,
Okay, so
No,
the
yeah.
rockets, well, so what we see at Cape Canaveral, at Kennedy Space Center, is a rocket, a massive rocket that goes up in the sky. All we can see with our eyes, if we're standing there on the day, is about 20, 30 miles. After that, you can't see anything. And once they do that, once you go through that, then they switch you to what could be CGI. You know, there could be anything coming through the
I
telly,
don't
right?
want to interject then. So the whole sort of a man on the moon, like him Neil Armstrong thing,
Yeah.
do you believe in that? Or
No,
do you don't
I
actually
used to.
believe it? No, I'm
Yeah,
not just
I
asking,
used to.
because I know that.
Yeah.
Hey,
How did your t-shirts go yesterday with the spray?
I ended up giving a load away. Like I was actually learning, so there's loads of people walking around
Did
with
it work,
dodgy
though?
t-shirts. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. No, it's
Oh
good
no,
to know.
you'll see loads of people with them, but unfortunately
Excellent.
I didn't gaffer tape them up around the side, so they've got all like that. But they don't look really good. No,
No, it's
they
good to
work
know
for-
for future reference.
No, excellent. Yeah, I'll be coming to get some more fabric there. No, it worked really well, thank you. Yeah, cheers.
So yeah, I think why the...
t-shirts.
Oh, you're selling T-shirts?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hand-drawn.
No, that's what it is. I had a stencil, so I had to go into the art shop to get a fabric spray that holds the fabric. And she was a lady in the shop.
Whoopsie.
Bloody hell.
You all right?
Hey, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I saw that. You bounced.
He bounced. But so why the lie? The lie is why spend so much on it? Because they don't want us to know who we are. There might be that there's extra land. We think that I think there's a very good possibility they're hiding land from us, and that there's more abundance on this earth than we can even dream of. That there should be enough for everybody to go around. There should be no hardship. People should be able to, go about their lives without being interfered with. If I meddle with you as a kid with your mind, and I'm not talking about physically, I'm just talking with your mind, and say this about you and that about you, instead of telling you that you are actually the king here, it's meant to be your universe.
It's indoctrination, isn't it? It's actually telling people, and so you indoctrinate them in a way of thought rather than let them expand it. Yeah. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, you end up crippling rather than enabling the being that you were always you were born to be. And for me, it all comes back to, wow, there must be something higher going on here. It's not a random happenstance. We didn't evolve from monkeys. We must have been made on purpose. We may have even made ourselves
So you
on
actually
purpose.
have a sort of the alien theory then is part of this as well.
Yeah, I mean the aliens
That's what you're
because
saying, then.
we're fairly sure that there's been previous stories here. Like you walk around this town and you'll know better than me, but there's buildings that are well underneath the ground here, well in the mud, and we call it mud flood. If you go around every city in this country and all over Europe and all over the world, in fact, you'll find these cities there. They've got old buildings half submerged in the mud, right? It makes no sense from a construction point of view, but it makes sense if this place has been underwater or somehow mud settled. Great flood.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's
Now,
for sure.
now, every time that happens, we call it an epoch. When most of humanity gets taken away, we call that an epoch, and we think there's been 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So survivors from previous high technologies may have hidden technology, and they come out with their flying craft, and they tell us how to make computers. That might be.
This is my fucking thought. Well, not today. Yeah, actually, pretty much that. Like, that we have been put. Yeah, as you say, the catastrophe that happened, floods, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We've been intentionally sent to fucking cleanse the place.
Maybe it's
Just to
natural,
start again.
maybe it's man-made, but we think it's a natural cycle.
Well, if you start looking through it seems a bit strange that it seems to happen on a regular basis. That we get to a certain point, and as I say, we dig up stuff and it's like,
Thank you.
how the fuck these people construct this stuff?
Yeah.
It's because they was advanced. The big people digging up these stuff.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I've got to get back to my.
Oh, my son wants to give you a flyer before you go.
Okey-dokey.
What's your
Thank you
name?
very much, sir. My name's John.
John, I'm Dave.
Nice to meet you, Dave.
All the best,
And you,
John.
young
I'm Zizi.
See you later.
I'm
Zizi.
Zizi.
Zizi,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Bit of ZZ Top.
I've seen them live.
Have you?
Yeah, they're really good actually. On the sort of Eliminator score.
Okay. Awesome,
I like
John.
the early stuff better.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like these.
Yeah. Well, my message is I think that we are the divine. Yeah.
Oh, well.
My message as you leave is that we are the divine spark of whatever created this place. We are it. There should be no
absolutely.
king here but you and me, each individually in our own universe.
Well, like I say, my daughter just had my granddaughter, I was quite happy, obviously, everything went well. But my thought was featured, what are you actually brought into this world? What? Yeah, I know.
But imagine you were an elephant. An elephant cares not about that. It cares to do what is
family.
natural, which
Yeah,
is like,
which
I
is
want to be a
family.
mother, I want to nurture, I want to
very
grow,
tribal. I was
evolve.
going to say tribal, but they're not with a herd.
And and so your energy goes on through the lines. It's almost like a form of incarnation, reincarnation.
Well, this
like
is the
through
problem
line.
with fucking human nature, isn't it? Unfortunately, like, if everyone was on the same thought plane, it'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Because we're
There's
so
always a
misled.
spade.
Yeah, and all the
Well,
religions and all the different
I
beliefs.
know. Well, I was listening this morning about another bishop or something that just got bumped.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, never ending. And they always tell you they're going to fix it. All the best, John. Earth is flat, as my son says.
Earth is flat.
Cheers, John.
You want to go to the toy shop? It's easy and have a little look around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to the toy shop and I'll just hold it.
Let's see.
Hmm?
Let's see if you want.
What, the toy shop?
Oh, Daddy
I need to stay here for a little while. Just run this stream for a little longer.
No.
See, I'm live on the stream. It's kind of slow here. Yeah, well, I could move the banners somewhere where it's a little bit busier. Maybe nearer the toy shop. What do you think?
Yeah, you do that, Daddy.
I
We'll
want you to see.
You
the
walk
toy
there
shop.
so long and I'll
let's
move
go
the
see
banner.
The toy shop.
I know where it is.
I want you to see the toy shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Daddy's
okay.
got to sort out the banners though. Give that to Daddy and we'll go look at the toy shop. Come.
So that was John. I hope I caught him on video nicely enough. Yeah, just a nice conversation to break the ice, I suppose. You're back? You want water? A nice conversation to break the ice. I was thinking of moving these banners now.
Now that you've warmed up.
I warmed up. There's a bit more footfall. You guys want to just hang out? No, there's not many in the chat right now, but if you're watching this after the fact, you can just zip through this in the fast forward. It's funny actually being presented with this name here because I I have mixed feelings about the guy, but I guess that's part of my own. Us men trusting each other. Help me fold this from that side, please, honey.
Yeah. Can I help?
Yeah, you can help.
Okay.
Yes, baby.
Okay. Let's help.
And then this way now.
bumpy bit, go to the bumpy bit, and then we'll walk on the bumpy bit, okay?
Thanks to Harry and my friend Jason.
Can I help?
Yeah, we fold it all the way in half and then half again.
The way in half.
Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. Appreciate it. It's a bit of a family affair. We didn't intend for it to be this way. I was gonna just leave the family to go back to the place we're staying while I do this, but it's not worked out quite like that way. And Zizi was like so keen to do some flyering. He's such a trooper when it comes to that. He's got none of the.
It's been his life, really.
Yeah, he doesn't have the emotional baggage
Activism.
of it. It's beautiful to see. Very innocent. So this is Frome.
Yeah.
We'll just walk
you
across
are
this bridge here.
innocent. I know. I'm innocent. Yeah.
You're innocent? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I know. No. You too.
Me too.
You too.
Well, we've been working on regaining that innocence because it does get taken from us bit by bit.
What did
Yeah.
we say last night? We were
You
talking about.
innocent. You're innocent, and I'm innocent.
We were talking about love last night, weren't we, Didi? Who do you have to love the most? Who do you have to love the most?
Myself.
Yourself, that's right. Because when you can love yourself, you can love others, can't you?
How about that from the mouth of babes? Like I said earlier, I've got this little video clip I made before I went live of Zizi reading some of the flyer, the banner. He hasn't seen it for a long time and he doesn't remember it really.
Maybe for the back.
I think obviously on tour last year he would have
I want to
seen
see
it,
the
but
toy
amongst
shop.
others. Yeah, you guys are going to go to the toy shop. Yeah,
You.
with me.
I just get sad without you.
You get sad without me.
Yeah, I do.
That's really sweet. I can't, Zizi, can I join you guys in a little while? I need to, where did you think I would be?
I was thinking more about
Maybe I can go
those
just around the
other-
corner there where it's sunny.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
going to
exactly.
I don't have any chalk with me today.
Oh, you don't, do you? It's not in your bag?
No, I don't think so. Let me take that, Lukey, so I don't fall apart.
Daddy, don't put his banner down. You come in here with Lukey. Come show him his book down.
Okay. The mission continues. Like I said, if you're welcome, if you've just joined, like I said at the beginning, just a little bit of small-scale action in a town called Frome, not far from where we're staying at the moment, which is not a long way from Glastonbury, so I do hope to be in Glastonbury in the next few weeks to do some activism and to walk up the tour. This is a fairly quaint town. Some cool bikes. Sorry, you didn't see them. I'm carrying this. Hi, beautiful souls. That's a nice message. There's Nathan. Nice to see you, mate. Did you see his easy just now? He's doing well. He is doing well, and the place we're staying at the moment has a 15-foot trampoline. So he's really enjoying getting back on the trampoline again, and I'm enjoying having him on the trampoline with me again. It's beyond special, I have to say. This is a bank, so maybe I'll just pop it here for now. Just bear with me while I unpack this thing. Yeah, like I said, I think having Dubai's name on here is a little bit challenging for me because, you know, as useful as the content was, it's like we struggle to trust still. And you're being lied to. This place is shut. One sec. Hey, sorry about the interruption there. I got this the wrong way around, by the way. We're trying to rectify that. That the guy was interested in the satellites thing. You know, I've had that conversation with John. My first of 2023, I think, really, on this. I don't offer flat Earth everywhere I go because that guy was being polite. I'm sure he was also being a little bit triggered, I think. just a little bit. It's tough when you really don't like the system, and then you hear something that really challenges that dislike. You're like, no, actually, they might be right about that. I'm going to flip my phone around in a second because it's the wrong way around on this thing. Yeah. Okay, that's that. I wonder if they're a flat earth artist yet. Michelle. Hey Brian. Nice to see you, brother. I was hoping to see that thing you did with Lucky and that other guy. Sorry about that. I am so rusty. I am so rusty at all of this. I could do with a little bit of through traffic, I think. Obviously on a normal day this would be very much not doable, but today it's fine. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, I should say. I've got some flyers here. I can do some flyering and I'll do a little bit of chatting. I love being stable-eyed. Yeah, Brian, it's been good to have some, if you're still there, it's been good to have some chats with you lately. And gearing up to do more. But things have been challenging for me. That's the truth. Things have been difficult. As I said earlier, 3.5 years now without a home. 3.5 years living out of a bag. 3.5 years not sure, whether what you're meant to be doing. Well, or when I say that, I mean rejoining the bloody workforce, And I know even a guy as busy as Brian, you've done so much work, and it's still been a question in your mind. And some people over there reading my flyer, come on over and have a chat. About 200 proofs. I wonder if I can lift that up. I could have lifted that a little higher. What do you think? Yeah, Dathan, it's great to be out and about, and the weather's pretty nice. A bit chilly, but pretty nice. So Andrea loves my flyer, by the way. I'll quickly read it. You are pivot or pilot in an electromagnetic universe. Your place in the tapestry of creation sacrosanct, unless you abdicate, consent, agree, or submit to some lesser authority. Self-mastery, to know thyself, is limited by modern societies built upon fictions and infighting, rather than love, truth, and personal sovereignty for all. Is havoc out there a reflection of the war within? As within, so without. Change must begin within. Microcosm before macrocosm. Light within, not the darkness without. Focus on self. Review and renew. For you are the light in a dark world. So take courage and research electromagnetic flat earth. Reclaim in honor the crown of consent bestowed upon you by our Most High Creator. Become sovereign master of you and I-verse by unlearning toxic programming beliefs which lock your mind and body in illusion. You like the way I spelled that? Illusion. Live true, live good. This is your creation. This is your creation. For more support, go to www.lovetruthsovereignty.com. Can I give you a flyer? Some information? Take home with you? Might appeal to the daughter. I saw the local policy enforcement team turn up over there while I was chatting. I'm not sure whether they're here for me. I don't think so. Because the orificer walked the other way. Anyway, that's my flyer, guys. That's you in the middle of the electromagnetic world. Can I give you a flyer, ladies, on the electromagnetic universe? You guys heard of electromagnetic universe? Can I give you a flyer? Can I give you a flyer, some information? Oh, that's closed today. Can I give you guys some information? You're welcome. I think loving ourselves, coming to love ourselves and being the center of it, being the, is the key to this, going within, solving the inner thing. Because what's going on outside is going to continue going on outside for some time to come. Maybe it always goes on outside. Maybe we fix it from within. Can I give you a flyer? I'll give you a flyer on some electromagnetic universe information. Looking rather severe. Can I give you some information, folks? Electromagnetic universe theory. Check it out. Super drugs. There's a cannabis shop just up the road. Very limited what they can sell here by comparison to South Africa. And it's again, just the conditions in different cell blocks of the prison, I suppose. And what are we meant to do to fight it? I don't know, man. I guess I'm fighting with myself about how. That was obviously a little bit of little neighborliness there. Yeah, he's gonna get told off. Yeah, go on, mate. A little bit of love between brothers. The ego is very powerful. Well, these youngsters might be interested enough. Hey guys, did you hear about the Red Bull jump? Do you know the Red Bull jump they did? Felix Baumgartner years ago, he was went the highest that we've ever been in a balloon. Did you ever hear that? No?
Sorry.
No, I was just trying to find a point of reference so you might understand that when we go up as high as we possibly can with a camera, what we see is a flat horizon. We don't see any curvature, we don't see any ball unless they put a fisheye lens on that, or it's something that's come from NASA, which they claim to be artists' drawings rather than actual photographs. So pretty much everything that NASA gives us is CGI'd rather than a single guy with a camera took a photograph, and we can prove for sure that we live on a globe. Your senses tell you that water is level. Whenever you look over a bath or a lake or whatever, that body of water is level. Yeah? Would you agree that water tends to be level at that range?
Yeah.
Okay, so they say we live on a curved ocean or a curved water ball. That's what they say. There's a ball of water that's curving, right? And that ball of curvature should actually be measurable. But what we find is that the water is always level, no matter how far we can take a laser or make an observation with a high-powered camera. It always appears that we're looking over a level body of water. So we're saying that we can't prove that we live on a globe unless we believe in NASA. And so NASA has become like the biggest belief system in the world, the biggest religion, essentially. People believing that 12 men walked on the moon. It's similar to believing that there were 12 apostles and Jesus walked on water. Well, we can't prove any of these things for ourselves. We just have to take it on belief. So I'm offering people this idea that actually, instead of living on the outside of a ball, we might be living inside an electromagnetic ball. That our universe, our whole universe, is actually an electromagnetic toroidal system, or torus. And we live inside of that torus. Each of us individually, a little energy ball or energy torus inside a much larger torus. If you think about an orange, for example, how each cell inside of the orange is its own unique cell with its own unique skin, but it's no less orange than the whole orange. Well, I think that we might be a microcosm of the macrocosm. Each of us individually might hold the key to the universe. We might each of us be the king or the queen of our own universe. And in that context, no one should be able to kind of mislead you or mistreat you. So I think that our science and our religion, our governments and so on are designed to mistreat you so that you never know who you truly are. And we will carry on these lives believing the things that we've been told when we were young, even if we can't prove them, whether it's Jesus walked on water or that you can walk underneath a ball. It's impossible in physics to walk underneath something upside down. So our experience is that we believe we live in a massive lake, and we call that the oceans. And in that lake are these big land masses, and we call them continents. So that's my theory. I write on the electromagnetic universe. So I got some information. You can take a flyer if you want. There's more information. Have you ever come across any of these theories before?
No, I haven't.
And you pretty much accept what you've been taught by school as being verbatim the truth?
Well, yeah.
No foul there. For 45 years, I believed in evolution and all of the things that I was taught by school, that this is how we come to be here. We were once monkeys or apes, and then eventually those apes started rearing human children. And that's not true. You were created perfectly as you are. There is no journey to creation. It is simply whatever the creator is decides to have an experience of itself within the torus. So imagine like the Russian nested dolls. The biggest doll is the same as the smallest. It's just scale is different. They look the same. So you might be the incarnation at a much smaller level, a fractal level of whatever created this place. And that puts you in a very special place. It's very different to being in the dark vacuum of space, asteroids, dinosaurs, all this sort of story that can wipe you out. You're not special, you're insignificant, you're here for one lifetime, rather than you might be the eternal. You might be the forever divine being that created this place, and I don't know what that's called. I don't have no religion, but simply to say that if you take all belief off the table, this idea that you live on a spinning ball, this idea that we evolved from monkeys, then you're left with this possibility that we might have created ourselves to have this experience of ourselves. Is that at all useful to you?
It's interesting. Yeah, look at things.
Yeah, cool. Well, there's a lot of people. I mean, I only come across this information 7 years ago that the moon landings were faked, and it's easy to see that now for me. And the International Space Station might be all done in a swimming pool or with CGI or with an aeroplane that can simulate 0G for about a minute. They call it the vomit comet, and they can kit that out to look like the inside of the ISS and then do floaty tricks and stuff like that. They can put circus harnesses on and make them look like they're floating in space. You know a guy called Tim Peake? Have you heard of Tim Peake?
No.
He was a British astronaut. He went to space about 6 years ago, very famously. And when he went up there, he did like a flip, like a head over heels somersault in space. And when you see him do it, it's still on YouTube, Channel 4 video. You see him do it, it looks very much like a man just doing a flip under gravity, under the weight of, you know, being heavy as you turn over, and it's hard, it's not easy like you're in the so-called outer space. And they've never put a spacesuit in a vacuum chamber. You know, you think like if they were gonna take a man into space, or woman, they were going to take them into space, into a vacuum, they would normally test that in the similar environment. And all they ever do is they test it in a swimming pool. Now, a swimming pool is nothing like the vacuum of space. It's two opposite forces. One's crushing in, the other one's pulling out. And so I would want my spacesuit to withstand a test in a man-made vacuum chamber before I actually took it into space. They've never done that. So a lot of what we believe when we see it on TV, they skip over like the sort of detail in the background. How did they build the International Space Station? How come there's no video of it ever being put together on Earth before being then created in space? We never see any of this stuff. The same with this robot, Sophia. You know, you never see, you've got this robot that can talk like a woman, and sounds perfect, you know, looks like almost a human talking, but they'll never show you the mechanics that is sitting behind the rubber face, the rubber skin. It's like, let me peel back that skin and see the tiny motors that you got working her eyelids, causing her eyes to tear up, making her lips do really clever movements that the human is designed to do, but a robot, a very simple thing. You know, robots only move in very simple ways. To make a face look almost human-like, I think they're tricking us with Disney, again, with CGI.
Well, I'm pretty sure they do show the inner workings, and it's just lots of motors that are working together.
Yeah. I mean, how sure are you about that?
I mean, I haven't seen I haven't looked into it. Very
So what we do is we see the finished product, and we sort of jump in our minds to, yes, we understand that there's something going on behind that face, but we'd never shown that. So a few months ago, I thought to myself, this Sophia robot thing, I need to look into that a little bit deeper. So I went and did some digging, right? And you cannot find a single image of the robot without the skin on the face. So say, show me the little servos, the little motors that are running to blink the eyes as it does. Show me that, and I can't find it. And I look into who's designed this Sophia robot. It turns out there's a guy called David Hansen, and he modeled the robot on his wife's face. He admits that. And there's no picture of him, his wife, and the robot ever in the same thing. Not only that, he worked for Disney, creating, and he is famous for designing something called Frubber, which is face rubber that actors can use to completely change. You could take a woman and make you look like an old man. The stuff is so impressive, even your mother wouldn't recognize you. You go, no, this is me. But the rubber is thick enough, and then of course it gets smaller by the eyes and so on. And if you look very closely, you can see, okay, there's probably something underneath that. But what he's done is he's designed this rubber and then put it onto his wife's face, and she is an actress who can kind of talk with her slowly and make it sound like that.
Don't they show, like, in a lot of the scenes, she doesn't have, like, arms and stuff?
Yes. So in a lot of the scenes, she doesn't have arms. She has sort of robotic arms, right?
I think they green screened it.
In the newer ones, I think they're green screening it. In her case, what she's doing is she's wearing a holster which over her shoulders, like a yoke, that's holding these robot arms. And then in her chest, because the Sophia robot has always got a big chest. And what she's doing is she's tucking her arms in front of her to hide them, whilst this robotic shoulder hangs off these robot arms.
Why do you think they'd fake a robot like that?
Because they want us to give up our sense that we are supremely unique, supremely special, cannot be replicated. They want us to believe that computers or AI or the future is going to be owned by robots, and that robots are going to be super able to kind of do all sorts of things. Now, computers and robots are useful. I'll give you that, right? But the idea that man can create something that whatever God, whatever nature is that decided to create you, that we can do that, we cannot. All they can trick us to do is to go, hey, I want to be with the robot. Please help yourself. I want to be with robots. And I want to be where they're trying to trick us into accepting having implants into our brains, going, you know what, I might put my consciousness eventually into a robotic system. This is a long story, but it's a good question that you ask.
There's no way yet that we've made any actual AIs, because we're just using computer learning algorithms, right?
Yeah.
And there's no way they can make creative decisions. All the decisions they make are based off learning from other.
And they have to follow a decision tree. If this, then this, then this, if this.
Yeah,
and And that's all they can do, right?
They get inputs and they get outputs, and there's weights, and it's hard to explain. They're learning off other information.
That's right.
And they
Whereas
can't-
you can learn all by yourself. You need no input other than the environment, and you can start to make up your minds. The computer needs to have seen somebody else do that before and go, that's what the choice I'm going to make this time.
Are you filming me right now?
Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, sorry I didn't mention that. But no, it's just you're. I don't need to film you.
I don't really want to be...
That's all right. But take a flyer. You got one. You got one.
We're going to go back and walk the doggies, Daddy.
All right.
Will you let us know when you're done?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
A better spot?
Yeah, a better spot.
Right, we're going to go run home and take care of the doggies.
No, please. Live.
I could actually call it quits now. I've had a little warm up, so
Okay, well that's
mean-
your call.
I should say hello to some people that were here. I love that, brother. I'm so proud of you and your beautiful family. Oh, is that from me, Michelle? Thank you very much. Street side reminds me of Flat Earth Fokker. Oh man. And I was thinking about Fokker just the other day. You know, I do wonder about Mac and what happened with him, and miss him. Mac is and will be a legend of the thing. Do you want to maybe just start untying these, because I don't need to. I don't need to stay here. I've warmed up a little bit, and you know, people have only got so much time to go watching my conversations. That young couple were, you know, interesting enough, but obviously got turned off by the being filmed thing. Although you'd think, having seen this camera in his face for 10-15 minutes, he would have realized. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. Thanks for the support, those who have joined the channel. 1,000 subscribers now, which is great. We're on the rebuild. Hi folks, can I give you a flyer on an electromagnetic universe? Not for you. It's slow. You got to catch people before they get to you. Is that what I find? Then it's harder to refuse. Once their backs on you, then they don't have to look. There's some people over there. It's nice to catch people's attention. See that? I should beckon them over. Beckon them over. Yeah, oh, thanks for that, Michelle, by the way. Can I give you a flyer, ma'am?
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so it is obviously, it's a quick in and out. My son was going to kick off, I'm sure. Can I give you a flyer? So it's not a good word. There's a guy who can have a flyer. Hello, my man.
Hello.
There you go. It's a flyer for you. Can I give you a flyer, ma'am? Yeah. Thank you. Hello, ma'am. All right, lads. It's always the same at a certain age. Not always the same. Not everyone's the same, but we'll fold them both same time. Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to the chat and saying hello. Flat Earth Fokker. That's who I was talking about. Mac. Oh man, that guy was so courageous. So courageous. Good afternoon, sir. Just let this guy read the flyer. You know, you're being lied to. Too much reading. Just know that we don't live on a globe. That's been.
What?
We don't live on a globe.
Don't we?
No,
We
we
do
can't
live
prove that. We have. Well, we don't know for sure, but we know that the sea is level, right?
No, it's round.
Like a plate or a ball.
No, well, when I look at the sea, it goes round like that.
And what distance does it start to do that?
What?
What distance does it start to do
I
that?
don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I know, it's funny that we were never taught, like there should be a measurement to say after 1 mile, 10 miles, 20 miles, this is how much it's going to go down. But it doesn't drop down like that, because on a clear day you can see a lot further over what looks like flat water, And if you go up higher on, say, the Dover Cliffs or something like that, you can see 15 miles, maybe even to France on a clear day. And that's over a level body of water, sir. If it was 20, 30 miles to France, there should be, according to the formula on here, the curvature should be hundreds of feet.
It's not round in the earth.
No, not like a globe, not a ball. No, we can't walk underneath something.
There'd be lumpy bits, I suppose.
The-
It might be
the-
like a prune.
If you think about it like a big lake, right? That the Earth is a big lake, and inside the middle of the lake are the continents, Africa and Asia, and so on. Well, that's what all ancient cultures believed: is that that we live on a giant lake. What's beyond the lake, I don't know. Can we float? No, I don't think so.
When they look at the moon, that's round.
Round. Well, what I
Lumpy
see.
again.
Well, what I know that it looks like it's got sort of indentations and so on, but it's a round thing.
We've
Yeah.
seen pictures from the moon to the earth and it's round.
What if I told you those were photoshopped? That
don't
we've
know.
proven that's been photoshopped. And actually, think about it like this. Yeah, Virgin never went to the moon. He's gone into what they call low Earth orbit, right? But how about this? If you and I were going to the moon, right? We were the first people. Well, I'll answer that question, but let me just get you thinking about this. If we were the first people to go to the moon, would we not turn our cameras to the Earth and just film it for about an hour and go, look at that beautiful moon turning, Earth turning from the moon, right? They never did that until the last of the 6 missions, and they only took some still photos. So what you've got is very poor evidence that we were actually standing on the moon looking back at this turning place. Well, we think that 1950s technology is still being used, where they have these helium balloons, like Richard Branson did, where they can take it up to 20 miles high, and then they can float it. A guy called Picard, back in the 1800s, he did that. He got as high as any man had ever got in a gondola, up to 10 miles, right? It was pressurized and so on. And he said, when it came down, he said, it looks flat. It looks flat. The point is to deceive you.
You mean you're a conspiracy theorist then?
I'm a conspiracy knowist. I know that we are being conspired against, ma'am. I mean, you think about it like this.
I don't think it's that important.
No, and I mean, if you think about it like this, if only, just say you had to pick a religion, I'm not suggesting you do, but if you picked a religion, that would mean that people in the other religion must be conspiring to mislead us. If you think about it, right? So, yeah, and so in every part of life, right, there is conspiracy happening all the time. So why be surprised? I mean, what happened in 2020?
How do we not know you're conspiring against us to trick us into this shit?
Well,
That's mad, man.
you can ask me questions.
Yeah, I'm asking you now.
Okay, ask
Why
me.
are you tricking me?
How much?
Why are you tricking me?
What?
What are you gaining from
What-
this? What are you gaining from this? What are you going to sell me?
Thank you.
Enjoy your
Thank you.
heartbeat.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all that you
Thank
know.
you. I've got nothing to sell.
Does it
I'm
matter?
just trying to
Does
unpick
it
the
actually
line.
matter whether it's flat or round?
Depends.
No.
You don't think?
It doesn't.
Have you thought about it though?
Yeah.
So you don't mind if they're
How
lying
does
to us
it
about-
change your day?
My day?
Yeah.
My
How does it change your day?
Well, it
whether
makes-
it's flat or round. How
Well,
does it change
because
your
it
day?
makes me the center of the creation.
Doesn't change your day in the fucking slightest, does it?
How do you know until you've gone there?
Nothing. Think about everything. Nothing fucking matters. Nothing matters.
Nothing
in the
matters.
World,
Yeah.
At all.
Even
No.
if you're being lied to. You don't mind that.
Who are you being lied to?
Who are you being lied to? No,
Yeah,
your government.
who's lying
The
to you?
government.
The government. So the government phones you up, goes, "Oh, the world's round."
No, they
No.
educate you from when you're a child. As you can see, it doesn't go down well with everybody. It doesn't go down with everybody. This is the flyer. You're a little bit angry about that. Not a problem. Anyway, I was talking to you about Mac, and oh my gosh, yeah, Mac. I mean, we've lost a few named people, you know, known people in the community. It's kind of yeah, makes no sense sometimes. But Mac did great things, and he will be remembered. A flyer on an electromagnetic universe. I think we are electromagnetic beings in an electromagnetic world. Ah, we're agreed. Oh, I missed that one. I missed that. Sweet moment there. Nice dogs. Anyway, I wanted to wrap it up just about soon. What happened to Zizi and Mom?
I think they went to check out a shop.
Okay, they won't be long, so we can start to wrap that up. I think we can start to wrap this up. But I'll never forget Mac, and we had some great conversations. Oh, it's Squirrel here. Hello, mate. Nice to see you, man. can see me being my brother. See? Oh yeah, so we're going to fold them both at the same time, like on top of each other. Just works out a whole lot better. Guys, this is Frome, and you get all sorts, you know. You get people who are keen to hear it, and people who get angry about it. As you can tell, that guy was a little angry about it. So I'm going to just end up the stream and say I'll do it again in the not too distant future. I hope it's been fun, inspiring in some ways. And for me, you know, it's about building up some courage to do it again, because I don't actually like confrontation. I knew from the moment that guy started talking he wanted confrontation, and I don't really fancy that in any sphere. So there it is. But yeah, I'll come back here again soon. I think we'll do it again. Watching.